Alright, so back in the garage. Wasn't sure on what the next video was going to be about, but I'm just going to go over what I've been doing to the car in this last week or so. So, knocking the car down to bare metal. Finding little things that would need to be addressed. It's at the firewall. It's pretty good. Knocking most of it down so far. Some of these places I'm about to get a wire wheel or something smaller to get in between those. So, but yeah, it's going to be cleaned up. Still debating if I'm going to color match it to the car or just paint it like a low gloss or satin black. So, give me some suggestions. I've seen them look good both ways. So, the car is obviously going to go some shade of white. So, I don't know if I want a white engine bay or not. So, still debating on that. The doors will probably come off. Get all this sanded down and painted also. So the jambs will probably be color matched, or at least up in here be color matched. So, but other than that, still have some small places left to sand, like along the door trims. This trim, like I said, it is off. I just have it in there so the window won't rattle as much. And the roof, those are the major areas. As far as the doors go, there's Bondo on both doors. It's just a light layer, so I'm not too concerned. I just left it on there for now, so that way I know what areas to check when I'm ready to either re-Bondo it and primer it. As far as this rocker down here, I was up under the car, just got curious. I know there's a little cancer coming through, so went ahead, start poking at it with the screwdriver, see how far it went. Went pretty far, so got the cutoff wheel out, started cutting away, see how far the rust went. So pretty much just gonna have to replace the whole rocker. They sell a piece for it. I need to go ahead and order it. It's like 30 bucks for the whole piece. I'm not sure about the other side. I think it looks good. I have it sanded down for the most part. There's still some areas that aren't sanded. So after I cut this one out all the way, I'll sand down the other side, see how that looks. And the doors might just need a little bit of treatment on there. There are some spots with a little surface rust. A little crack there actually, so might try to tack that up. But as far as the door strikers, finally got the replacement panels in. So I believe I can just clean these up. Should be enough good metal to weld those on. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, still have to sand all this trim down. Some of the interior, like obviously the door panels will come back off. Carpet, I'll just fold that back up while I sand all that down. The replacement rocker, I believe, is like this whole piece. So I'm not sure how thick it's going to be. If I can get away with just cutting out the rust down here. Hopefully this isn't rusted up here. Didn't spread that far. And then just tack it on top of here. So we'll see. As far as the rest of the car, just start working up underneath and everything, getting the gas tank out, rear bumper off. But the trunk, there's a little bit of Bondo right here. Like I said, it's a light layer, so I'm not too concerned. Should be pretty easy to fix. The back bumper, I'll still have to sand that down. I'll throw in a video on how to remove it, along with removing the gas tank when I did all that. But there's this crack on the back bumper. I'll probably just reattach it with something, either fiberglass or I've seen some people use like JB plastic weld and everything. So do a little bit of research, see which method I'm gonna go with. Usually the cheaper one. So get that cleaned up, sanded down, and painted. Well, paint will be, it's still a little ways out for paint, but do the same thing with the nose. Get that sanded down and primed. Do have both fenders. They're all sanded down. Pretty good condition. So I should clean up nice. Not too much wrong with the fenders. So they were both pretty straight. Of course, I think the passenger side one, that one came off the 82 Monte in the junkyard. I still have the one that came off the car, but that one's toast, not gonna use it. Wheel wells, probably clean those up and paint them eventually before they go back in the car. Driver's side is probably the worst. Right down here, there's a dent, but I think I could get to it on the inside through the trunk and just work it out a little bit. Other than that, my only other concern is right here on the door, but I think I could bend that out a little bit. Might put a little bit of heat to it. So I have to come out a little bit, and then right here I have to go in a little bit. But there's, like I said, more Bondo. It's just light, but it's pretty much the whole top of the door right here. So that's it. Of course, that door striker would need to be replaced also. That one might be a little bit more concerning. Looks a little worse than the other side. But other than that, like I said, this rocker is dented in, but doesn't look rusted up, so we'll see. Probably sand this side down today, the rest of the way. But other than that, that's pretty much it as far as the bodywork goes and what's needed. We're still have to sand this down because we just took the bumper off, so that'll get sanded down. All up in here, get sanded down. And yeah, that'll be it. Still need to go pick up the hood. I've been slacking on that. I have a buddy that's going to sell me one, so I need to go pick that up. To get the bumper reinforcement for the front, and have the honeycomb also. I got that, so pretty much just waiting to clean up the frame before I really put anything on the car permanently. So even the core support is just sitting there, so that'll all be cleaned up. That'll be a separate video when I clean or freshen up the underbody, and then coat that, then coat the frame also. So that'll probably be in the video after this one. But yeah, just baby steps. Just getting there, just slowly tearing it down. Yeah, that's the fender that came on the car. You see this bottom is all rusted up. And then I had to cut the tab off. That was right there. But yeah, a whole bunch of rust in there. So that's why I just picked up the other one from the junkyard. It's pretty straight. So yeah, just a little bit more sanding, cut out the rocker, pick up the hood, and clean up the frame. Do a little bit of body work. Like I said, not too much. The bezels for the tail lights. The passenger side is cracked, so probably go with the same method I do with the bumper on repairing that. Driver's side was good. So, alright, so been kind of weigh this bottom rocker. I don't think it's gonna be too bad. especially with the replacement panel for 30 bucks. Wouldn't be bad. Ideally, I just have to get some sheet metal, and since it's pretty just flat curve, I could do that, but I'll just buy the replacement panel. It's already molded. I was lucky it didn't spread back any farther, because then I'd have to be going into the quarter panel. So probably could have chopped or stopped a little bit farther away, but decided to go back, just leave a little bit there, depending on how I'm going to replace it. So I tried to cut out all the spot welds, but as we got a little bit closer, it's a lot thinner right here. Like the rust, they threw a lot more of it, so I decided just to chop it. So this from here back might clean up, and then here, I don't know if I'm gonna cut this out or just clean it up. It was cleaning up a little bit with the wire wheel, but we'll see. But yeah, all this pretty much from here to here might just need to be cut out and get another piece welded back there, and then put the panel on the outside. But let me find my light. Luckily, it didn't spread any farther than pretty much what's cut out. If you look up in there, it all looks pretty good. Even on the back side, so there might be a little bit here, but if I cut it off along that line, it should be good. And then I know there's a little bit right there that should clean up, and then I'll spray some stuff back in there just to treat anything. Yeah, it looks like a little bits back there, but I'll just spray back there to treat it, so I won't spread any farther. But yeah, that'll be the replacement on the rocker. Bushings look pretty good. Might as well just check those on down here. That was one reason I wanted to do the frame off, but the bushings look good, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, as far as the rockers go, I'll probably order that piece sometime this week. Talk to my buddy that's a good welder, and see if he can come over and give me some advice for welding it in. I didn't get to the other side just because of time. We gotta start getting ready, run some errands, and head to work. So I'll do that. The other side, I took a look at it. Nothing's rusted through. It is sanded down for the most part. So if something was hiding back there, I'd be able to see it. But just want to give a little walk around of the body work that needed to be done. I know in the last video of the Monte, I just gave an overview of what was coming next. Really didn't go over what needed to be done with the body, but this is that video. So that's it. I'm gonna start getting ready, clean up this mess a little bit, and call it a day.